Hello Sagittarius, wherever you are, welcome to your weekly reading here on the Astroflower, going from the 4th to the 10th of March. A week about setting things up. Basically the energy's dropped out. We've seen that on Cymatic TV, our sister channel that's all about energy. You can find it linked in the description below. It's been a very active sun during the February time, and that made everything possible. It brought the energy up where things were getting a little bit more zippy, and now it's just dropped out. And I've been saying this for ages on the Astroflower as well, over on Cymatic TV, and it's dropped out. And what it's doing is it's forcing the Earth to actually rely on its own vibration in a way, and I think this is also filtering through into everybody else. So this week here, it appears to be a week about conditioning, how you set yourself up, how you life coach yourself in the inner conversation, within your sentiments, within your emotions, within your physical feelings, within your bodies. So you set things up so when the energy does come back, because it will be coming back in the mid-March, I reckon around about the 16th of March next week. And when it does come back, you've got to be in the right position in order to seize upon that good vibration. Okay, so I think it's a really important week this week here. It's not very dramatic. It doesn't seem to be that way for most signs, but it's really, really important. This is really important inner work that we're doing this week. So the overall energies here, you've got the karmic message for your relationship side and the karmic message for your material side. This is how the universe influences your karmic message. This is how your past self influences future self and general sort of outcome. Just bringing up your monthly reading here, and in the first week you had on your relationship side you had the Hermit and the Nine of Wands, and on your financial side you had the Knight of Wands and the Nine of Swords. But it was all about turning negative into positive, and I think this is going to be a big stride towards that. If you haven't seen your monthly reading, it will be on our channel. You'll find it under the Sagittarius monthly playlist. Let's just go on and see what's going on for you. Yeah, Two of Pentacles. Decisions. Overall energy here is really turning around to you and telling you what works, basically. That's what it's doing, and I think it's going to make it obvious that every foot that you put forward, I think the energy around you is going to help you to realize if that is the right direction. And once you get that feeling, that's when you can then life coach yourself in order to sort of saying, okay, that's motivating, I'm going to follow that. And I think that's really important for you this week here. Yeah, Seven of Swords. This is all about, this is on your karmic mission, on your relationship side here. I think this is where you are now becoming very intelligent within yourself of how you motivate yourself, how you engage with life, how you really use your manifestation skills within your relationship, so you avoid any conflicts. So you start, as I say, when you put one foot in front of the other, you're going to feel it's going to be right, and that's what that playing smart is all about, is feeling that. You get the Six of Swords on the influence on the universe. I think once you do that, once you start putting one foot in front of the other and really using that sort of like that inner intelligence that you are creating, that's where the universe is going to help you to get to calmer shores. I think the universe, or the coincidences around you, are not going to necessarily give you the result this week, but they're certainly going to give you the stepping stones to get across the river from one side to the other, to where the grass is greener within your life. How is the past into your future? Yeah, I think you've done a huge amounts of work, Sagittarius. I really do. Been quite amazing to see your readings over the past year or so. Just the ebbs and flows of how it works and how it doesn't work and stuff like that. I think your past self, I think you've compressed a lot of that within your relationships around you, and that's what those Three of Cups there is all about. And you're galvanizing it into that Ace of Cups, because the overall outcome on your monthly reading was about your Wheel of Fortune, your happiness, and this is where you really get into your stride. And I think that's going to be around about the sort of 16th, the 20th of March. And I think this is what this card here should be sort of giving us an idea of the general sort of like direction that you should be taking. Knight of Wands. very much a you card, Sagittarius. This is getting on your horse and going for it. I think this is what I mean about putting one foot in front of the other. Once you start galvanizing it, I think your inner spirit here, or your guides and that are trying to egg you on, sort of encourage you to go forward, are really encouraging through that sort of vibration of being very passionate and stimulating about life, and stimulating within your own life more than anything else. And it's coming from you, and it's making you feel very empowered. You're going off on a mission. That mission is not just about spirit. Is also, it's also metaphysical. It's also about our place within the universe here. A very spiritual sort of direction that you appear to be taking it, engaging as well, that is within you. And I think that's what's egging you on. And I think this is where your intelligence, where the universe is helping you to go forward, and also what you've done and filtered through over the past, is going to really sort of like fuel that fire within you, that passion that within you. And the general outcome is the Four of Wands. I think from this outcome here, this week here, I think it's almost as if like the sensation I'm getting is like at the end of the week, you're going to be in a position, if you follow this sort of plan here and you instigate it within your life in regards to your relationships, your spirit and your emotions, the moment you start doing that, all of a sudden you're going to realize the general outcome is you realizing that you want to put your pathway next to somebody else's pathway. You want your plan to be in step with someone else. And this is where this family notion comes in, this couple notion comes in, and I think this plays throughout the month. And I think this is a decision that or realization in you that you can actually apply yourself and be with that person that really corresponds to you. On your financial side, you have the Seven of Wands and the Ace of Cups on your karmic mission, and you have the Six of Cups here. This is all about filtering the past as well. Looking to what you've been doing in the way of a job, business and projects, what parts that have actually been good for you. So you might have been working in a company 10 years ago, and you might have turned around and sort of said, I used to love doing that, or that aspect of it, of that job. And that's what you can start applying it within your job, or within your business, or within your projects. So, if you want to do a YouTube channel, or if you want to write a book, or, if you want to start a restaurant, or, you're going to realize that actually I like engaging with the general public, because I used to do that years ago and it used to be absolutely brilliant. And maybe that's the ingredient that you need to bring into your life in order to get the best out of your financial, your job, or your business situation here. From the universe, you get the Four of Pentacles. You have the Knight of Wands and the Nine of Swords on that side there. The Four of Pentacles, I think there's a good determination within you here. It's like sort of saying to this is where the good cultivation of your inner voice, of the encouragement that you do within you. I think here is you're almost sort of saying, I'm not going back to that. And you're holding true to that. You're holding tight to that idea that, no, I'm not going to go back to that. I want to go forward to this. And I think this is really, helping to galvanize your spirit here. Really helping to galvanize sort of the past to the future, turning that negative into positive, because that's what it was all about. And I think this is a good thing. The universe here could be sort of saying, look up a little bit more and see the opportunities. But I think the opportunities are coming in from you, and this is where you're obvious. And the overall energy here with the Two of Pentacles, it will make it obvious from your standpoint what you should be and what you shouldn't be doing. Like putting that step in front of you and realizing, yes, this is the way to go. Then from your past to your future, you get the Five of Cups. You've got the Four of Cups on this side. This is all about sort of that sort of the past as well, turning negative into positive. You got 3 cups that are spent there, right? Yeah, and you got 2 cups that are just behind them. And this is what I think the past is doing for you here. I think it's like you're realizing that I could have done this job, or I could have had this career path, and I didn't get it. And yes, that disappointment could eat you right to your core, but I think the past is now, you can look at it in the past very objectively, detached. So you can actually turn around and sort of say, no, I don't want that anymore. And I think that ties into that. It's building or galvanizing this determination within you. And then you get the Nine of Swords in the future. Where did you have the Nine of Swords? You had the Nine of Swords in this first week here. Yes, I think you are worried about your future. Yes, I think everybody is, in the way of your finances and stuff and so forth. It's because it's not guaranteed. Nothing's sort of guaranteed here. And I think because of what you've been through, yes, it will cause you stress and strains for going forward. But actually, I think these stress and strains is going to be, you can use it in a very, very positive way in order to sort of say, no, I don't want to go back to that. I want to go forward to something that is much more in alignment with myself. And I think this is the thing that you are confronting this week. This is what you're setting up here. You're setting up in a situation where you don't bring yourself down. You don't shoot yourself in the foot, because you could quite easily do. And yes, and you might have a few days where that will happen, but just take time out. Take a cup of tea somewhere. Realize how good, how good it could be. And that's when you can start really sort of life hacking your sort of spirit in order to sort of turn a negative into positive. I think they're unfounded. Look at that, the Wheel of Fortune out the top. You had the Wheel of Fortune out the top on the relationship side, but here on your financial side, out the top, you had the Ace of Wands and the Seven of Swords. I think you're setting yourself up in a position where it has to change. There is this is this thing going from negative to positive. You know the negative. And now is the moment of change and noticing what works around you. Yes, I think it could be difficult financially to see this at the moment. Yes, it could be fraught with, you want to start a business, you've got to take out a loan of X thousands amount of dollars. Yes, it's a bit of a stress and strain, but believing in yourself is really important here. And I think you're galvanizing that. I think you're creating that. Let's go into the Light Seers card. Yeah, strength. You're going to need that strength, Sagittarius. You're going to have to quell those doubts within you by following one foot after the other. The moment it starts flowing for you, the moment you start realizing, yeah, that this is good for me, that's when you're going to really start flipping the tables in your favor. With the Seven of Swords, the funny thing is, the Seven of Swords, you've got the Seven of Swords and the outcome on your financial side, but you had the Empress card on your karmic path on your monthly readings, and she's all about possibilities. She's giving birth to a new world here, and I think within your relationships here, I think that is what's playing true to you. The possibilities that are coming out of you being smart about how you apply yourself emotionally within your life and manifest things. All of a sudden, the possibilities become evident, and I think that's what happens with the Knight of Wands and the Four of Wands. Get the Knight of Wands again. I think the universe here is sort of saying, it's up to you, Sagittarius. If you start converting, if you start stepping onto the sunny side of the street in life, and you start doing that within you, and that's where you're life hacking your inner conversation, so it starts building the best for you. Once you start doing that, then everything becomes possible. Look at that. You get the Two of Wands, which flows in beautifully for the Four of Wands at the top. Yeah, I think you have a plan. I think you've done all that distillation and galvanizing it into one cup. I think you've got that possibility. I think you know it's in you. That's what I mean about when you do one step in front of the other. So, going towards that relationship, connecting with that person, offering up something. It could be a case of, like, sort of saying, okay, well, I'm gonna have an evening meal, everybody's welcome, because you know that person's going to come, and that's going to create an opportunity for you to speak to them, to, you know, to open the doors of possibly being in a relationship with them and stuff like that. It's you engaging with it. Yeah, you get the Ace of Swords. This is for you driving it forward. The thing is, with your sign, you have fire at the top and air at the bottom. Look at that. You got the Knight of Swords, Knight of Wands at the top. Your fire, this is you, and then you get the Ace of Swords influencing it. This Ace of Swords is that sort of moment within your life that's playing through you, that's sort of saying, you know, you have created your success. You have turned your negative into positive, and it works really, really well for you. You get the Three of Wands at the top. I think, as I said, I think you are realizing that you want to be with someone, and it plays into line with your plan with that Two of Wands there. I think you realize you want to be in a relationship. It may not even be defined as the person who you want to be in a relationship about. And I think it's a case of here is choosing your moment. As I said, you know, it could be sort of saying, okay, well, I'm going to have a, you know, you're going to do a meal at my place. Say you're invited. You can, you know, bring your friend. Don't bring, you know, bring Tony or John, or bring Jane or Joanna. You know, and that's the thing you're doing here. You're creating the scenario, but it's being patient about the outcome. It's being patient about the outcome and choosing your moment to engage with the world that is around you. Just seeing if we had another 6 out there. Well, we don't. We've got the 3 6s. We've got 2 6s here. This is your success is based upon that happiness that is within you. Okay, on your financial side. You know, even if it's a job that you might be thinking about a job that you kind of think, I'm not quite qualified for, but I'm really passionate about that area there. I'm going to go for it. The reason I'm passionate about it is because it gives these elements that that I've had in the past that I've really enjoyed, and it's going to be success. It's that leap of faith, I think, in yourself more than anything else. With the Four of Pentacles, this is where I'm saying holding true to who you are. The Queen of Wands here, she, she has that capacity to be enthralled and passionate about various different things. But when she's passionate about one of those things, she's really into it. And I think this is what this is all about. I think you're putting a lot of limits on things, sort of saying, I'm not going to run around like a headless chicken if I'm not getting the results, doing this, that, and this, that, and this, and that. And I think you're turning around sort of saying, no, I'm doing this first, that. But you're getting a lot of order and placing a lot of order in your career path, which it seems like. Going towards the Two of Cups that's just behind him, yeah? Lover's card, falling in love with yourself. There's a huge amount of success for you here. I think this is where you've gone through that disappointment of the past. You've gone through that disappointment of the past where you've torn yourself to shreds about your career path, about your projects, or whatever you're really wanting to be doing. And it's just like, you know, you've been very, very hard on yourself. And I think it's now is to fall in love with yourself, fall in love with what you do. And I think that's what's going to give you the good results. Yeah, talk about turning negative into positive. Turning the Nine of Swords into the King of Wands. This is where you got the Knight of Wands on the far side as well. This is where I think this week here is that realization that it depends only upon you to turn that negative into positive. And it's a really empowering positive. Look at that. He's got the lion in the background, which you've got with that strength card in the middle as well. It's a case here of really trusting, and the overall energy is really helping you out. Really trusting your inner force. As I said, when you put one foot forward and it feels right for you, then go for it. Go for it. Don't hold back. What's this Wheel of Fortune moment all about? Look at that. Look at that. There's a card floating in there. I'm going to have it. The Emperor with the Temperance. it's almost as if you're setting things up. The Wheel of Fortune is now starting to roll in your favor by the end of the week. That Emperor card there that comes out plays beautifully with the King of Wands, but the Temperance card here is about patience. And I think it's almost as sort of saying to you here that you are going to own your future if you set yourself up, if you let go of all this stuff that you shouldn't be carrying with you anymore from the past. If you really own it with that Emperor card, because you've now got the Empress and the Emperor, it could well be that you start a business with someone that you're romantically involved with. Could be that, starting a project that you're romantically involved with someone. And this really is a game changer for you. And it's, by the end of the week, by the 10th, I think you're going to kind of like realise, kind of going, oh yeah, yes. And then when the energy starts coming back, because you've set yourself up, once the energy comes back, that releases that kinetic potential energy within you. Okay, there you go, Sagittarius. Thank you very much for being here. Really do appreciate your support for this channel. I hope you get the best out of these readings. Don't forget about our sister channel, Cymatic TV, the channel all about energy. It'll be linked around my head or in the descriptions. You can also find out a lot more about the Astroflower in the description below as well. In the meantime, I'll either see you on Cymatic TV or here, whichever it is. Don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.